With its Art Deco flair and improved digital sound and quality, the community of Madison takes pride in their local movie theater, The Grand.
Well, I got involved in The Grand about 20 years ago when Rick Gale, who's the local newspaper editor, came up to me and said that he and I ought to get together and reopen the theater, which had been closed for a couple of years. So the city actually owned it then, and the city actually owns it now. So Rick Gale and I formed a partnership and reopened the theater, running it 4 nights a week, as we do now. And Rick dropped out a couple of years into the partnership after we got it going, and my partner now is Christy Kuchenmeister, who's also the office manager over at the radio station. Has been with us there for 29 years, so Christy and I are the operators of the theater. No, we really don't make any money with the Grand Theater. We do it as a public service. It's kind of fun just to have something to get people in and see some cars on Main Street. I guess one thing that intrigued me about the whole thing, I kind of like the mechanical side of the whole thing. So the projectors and playing with all the toys in the theater was kind of fascinating. And now that we've entered into the digital age where we have the computers, I'm looking at computers all day at the radio station, so now we look at computers all night when we come over here to the Grand Theater. So it's just kind of fun, a little challenge to keep it all going. The Grand Theater opened in the early 1900s and ran as a single-screen theater for a lot of years. In about 1939, I believe it was, the film caught on fire and the theater burned down to the ground, and the projectionist at the time was killed in that accident, but no one else was injured. And then in about 1941 or 1942, the Grand was built again and operated as a single-screen theater till probably sometime in the 80s when another screen was added, and it is what it is today. A lot of the architecture here at the Grand is from Art Deco period, back in the 40s into the 50s. Got a lot of wings and circles and kind of geometric designs and things like that. We tried to maintain a lot of that when we did a lot of the restructuring or rebuilding of the theater when the heating was added and this kind of thing. We tried to leave a lot of the older decor in the theater so that it would maintain the decor and a lot of memories for people of all of the decorations we have on the wall. To get the theater into the digital age, we started checking around with some of the companies that do the digital conversions and getting some price quotes, and we just started raising money, contacting people, sending letters out, doing articles in the local paper and elsewhere about what we were doing, and we started raising money. I think our biggest donor of the whole project was a $5,000 donation that came in from a former Madison resident who now lives in California. But most of it was done with $1,000, $500, or $100 donations. So there's an awful lot of donations that came in to raise it was about $106,000 we raised there, and the rest of the money coming from some city reserves that are there for the theater. We took about 3 days to do the whole installation, to remove the old equipment and get everything new installed. So it was 3 solid days, and we were back in business by the first matinee we showed on a Friday afternoon. Some of the changes we made, we put in new screens in both theaters, put in new masking around the screens, did a little painting, new projection equipment, surround sound speakers, which we didn't have before. Before it was just an old speaker one speaker sitting behind the stage, and now there are 3 cabinets behind each screen and surround sound speakers around the walls and several hundred watts of power. It's like being right in the middle of it now with all of that. And the picture is nice and crystal clear with the digital presentation. People that come here from larger cities are surprised how low the prices are for price of admission. The average price in the country, I think, is about $12 to $15 right now, and we're still averaging around $5 here at the Grand. And popcorn's good, and it's a lot cheaper than other places, too. I think the Grand is unique in that it's really supported by the community. There are a lot of small-town theaters that closed many years ago, and the Grand's always had great community support. And it's just kind of a gathering place for the community, something for the kids to do. Some of the people that have donated money for it probably haven't ever set foot in it, but they see the importance of having a movie theater in their community is something that other communities don't have.
I remember coming here with my folks in the 50s. We'd come and watch Three Stooges and Ma Pa Kittle and a lot of Westerns, really enjoyed them.
We moved to Madison when I was 5 and I've been going here ever since.
I like coming to the Grand Theater because I get candy and slushies and I get to see movies.
It's local. It's locally run and locally, so we don't have to drive 100 miles to see a nice movie and have fun, and very reasonable.
It's not very far and it's very convenient just to go with my friends whenever we feel like it, like a Friday night.
See a movie at the Grand Theater in Madison, Minnesota, showing Friday, September 13th through Monday, September 16th in Theater 1. It's Disney's Planes, rated PG. Animated kids comedy, that's Planes, PG in Theater 1. And in Theater 2, Matt Damon and Jodie Foster star in a science fiction fantasy, Elysium. That's Elysium, rated R in Theater 2. Showtime 7 and 9, Friday and Saturday, once nightly at 7, and Sunday and Monday at the Grand.